Domination for the win. Look at Sonic go with no controls. That's how I wanna play my modern Sonic games. Zero controls. I'm just playing.
Hey everyone, what's up? It's Gamer Guy 7 Aces, and it's been a while since I've done a video. Been running through a lot of personal problems and technical difficulties. I'm actually recording on my cell phone microphone. I don't have my microphone that broke a couple weeks ago. It was actually Turtle Beach headset, and since then I've been waiting on my warranty to ship. So instead I just said what the hell and ordered 2 microphones just in case. So if this ever happens again, I always have a backup. But anyway, I'm here to bring you one of these other types of I used to call them rant videos, but I call them more of like a discussion, just me discussing with myself and talking to you guys. But what I wanted to talk about was actually the footage that showed in Sonic Forces back in Nintendo Direct. I think that was a week or 2 ago. The thing that got everybody acting all crazy and shit was the classic Green Hill-ish level where Sonic was running. And you know, in classic Sonic ran, he hit the speed booster and then he went around the loop-de-loop. So what I want to talk about is, you know, it's the whole idea of automation being in the Sonic games. You know, we've always complained about this, about the level design, stuff like that. This video is going to be short, but what I'm trying to say is, you know, there's a lot of hypocrisy in this fan base, you know, and I think, I don't know who to blame, but this whole thing started with Dimps, you know, Sonic 4 Episode 1, with the whole, you know, overabundance of speed boosters, dash panels, and all that stuff. So it felt like you weren't playing the game by yourself. It felt like the game was playing it for you. Now, there's always been criticism for Sonic games where, oh, you just hold the, you know, right button to win, or you boost to win, or you hold forward, you don't do much. And that's always been a criticism of the Sonic games since the first Sonic game, since Sonic 1, you know. And most of it has been by blind, you know, people who aren't even Sonic fans, don't even play the games, they're just hating. But this also has bled through the fan base recently in the past couple years, especially thanks to Dimps and, you know, the whole boost to win stuff. But right now I want to talk about the classic games, the 2D Sonic games. What I want to talk about is the level designs of speed, because I'm sensing huge hypocrisy with the fan base. There was only one speed booster in that Green Hill-ish level. By the way, I think Izuka or Sega said that's not even Green Hill. Whatever, I will talk about that later. But people are talking about there's a speed booster there and oh, it plays the level for you. And while I do understand I don't necessarily need a speed booster to get over one loop, aren't you guys forgetting there was also a speed booster in Chemical Plant? And that was the second level to the second Sonic game ever made, Sonic the Hedgehog 2. That was actually one of the highlights of Chemical Plant, having speed boosters and going super fast. That was actually my favorite parts of the level of the game. When Sonic would just go super fast, it would zoom past the camera. And those speed boosters were like a reward, you know, because that was the fastest level in the game. Sonic Team knew what they were doing back then. They didn't overdo the speed boosters. It wasn't in every single loop. That was really the only level, I think, where there were speed boosters that much. But, you know, and, you know, I have no problem with speed boosters. There's a lot of them 3D Sonic games, so long as, you know, you balance them out, so long as you don't overdo it. Overdoing anything is annoying, and overabundance of loop-de-loops is annoying. You know, an overabundance of speed boosters feels automated, you know, and an overabundance of linearity in Sonic games, especially the Boost Sonic games, feel like boost to win. That's the problem, but the Sonic fanbase has become so anal and nitpicky about everything. It's like speed boosters are the devil now, and I don't understand why. I don't understand that, you know, when speed boosters have been the staple since the beginning, you know. And I blame this all on Dimps. Sonic 4 Episode 1 was the first time I remember that speed boosters were a problem, because they were like, you would have a speed booster in every type of slope, whether it went up, down, or loop-de-loops. There was always a speed booster. To make matters worse, as you progress during the game, Dimps will put like 2, 3, sometimes even 4 or 5 speed boosters like inches away from each other, and you'll be like, wait, was that even necessary? I did not need 5 speed boosters to, you know, propel me in a single line. Like, that was overkill. And since then, we've been very critical of mostly Dimps and their Sonic level design. You know, I mean, they've always had a problem with bottomless pits, but since 2010 Sonic 4, they were always, you know, just, I don't know, they were always just horny for speed boosters and automation and the springers everywhere. It was in episode 1, episode 2. That was a huge problem. You know, that was never a problem with the game Sonic Team produced. And even with games like Sonic Lost World, which did feel automated, especially in the parkour sections, it was just because they didn't have faith in their parkour system. But, you know, I wasn't playing the game, like, I barely have control over anything. It's mainly the Mach speed sections, but that's a whole different type of gameplay. So Sonic Team's never really had this kind of problem until now. You know, this has been the most criticized Sonic game, you know, pre-criticized or whatever you want to call it, before the game releases, more than Sonic 4 Episode 1, and I don't know why. It's pretty crazy if you ask me. So, I mean, I can blame Sonic 4, I can blame Dem's all I want, but those games are over. Dem's has not made a single Sonic game since 2013 Sonic Lost World 3DS, so we can't be blaming them for things that the fan base is still harping on about. There's nothing wrong with speed boosters, you know, unless, so long as it's implemented right. You know, and let's even talk about the 3D games. Let's talk about the adventure games. There was a lot of automation in those levels, especially with the speed boosters. And that's the thing. Sonic games have always had a sense of automation in some parts. You know, that's how Sonic games have always been. You still have control over the game. And my favorite games are games like Sonic CD with exploration, or same thing with 3 and Knuckles with exploration and multiple pathways. But there's always been, you know, a little automation here and there. Even Hydro City Zone, Act 2, one of the best levels in all of classic Sonic games, that definitely had automated scenes. You know, with the part where that hand corkscrew thing, whatever you want to call it, propels, it charges Sonic up, like revs him up like an engine and lets him go. That's basically a sense of automation, because it's basically like a speed booster, just like a delayed, more stylized speed booster. I don't care how you fans see that, that is basically a speed booster. No one had problems with that. The thing is, those games have variety. You know, they always had a different gimmick in every level or different sense of speed, but you still had 100% control over most of the level. You know, and Dem's, ever since Dem's now, anytime anyone sees anything, a dash panel or speed booster, they just blame Sega. Oh, you're making the games too easy, you're making the game play for itself. Or one person even complained saying Sega's just doing this because IGN had trouble getting Sonic over a single loop. And that's totally not true. You know, I mean, sure, IGN, they're retards. They can't play a simple Sonic game, but Sega is not doing this because people like IGN have trouble going over a single loop-de-loop. I'm pretty sure they don't. So that's the whole, you know, not rant, I don't want to call these rants, but that's the whole problem I have with the hypocrisy of the Sonic fan base. That is just one speed booster. Now, I don't know what the whole level is going to be, and so do you guys. You guys also don't know what the level is. So can we just wait until the full gameplay comes? I mean, I don't know how many times I'm going to say this, but I feel like I always need to remind you guys, because you guys are so quick to jump to conclusions. And let's talk about my own problems. Now, while I criticize you guys, I'm also not going to let Sega off the hook on this. You know, I kind of had a problem with what they showed. Like Green Hill again. Now, you know, I do know that Green Hill is a very original or classic level. Sonic is a staple. But, like, do we really need to see Green Hill in every game? Maybe not. But Sega did say that this was not Green Hill Zone. So I'm curious to know what it is, or if the level warps. It does look pretty simple compared to the Green Hill Zone from Generations. Like Green Hill Zone, classic Sonic in Generations looks way better than this. But I don't know what they're doing here. I'm pretty sure they're not degrading or downscaling the graphics. You know, that will be insane. I'm pretty sure this was just taken out of context, and I kind of have to hold Sega accountable. I mean, they haven't been choosing the best clips to show for Sonic Forces lately compared to Sonic Mania, so it's like, who is, you know, behind this, showing these type of clips that make some people panic or worry? You know, like, I can't judge something out from 12 seconds. I gotta see the full picture first. But yeah, those are just my little problems. Like, Sega so far hasn't shown us the best, besides, like, even the modern gameplay. I like the scenery, that's about it, but we didn't get to taste the whole level. We didn't get to have a taste of the whole level, so it just felt like, you know, just boosting to win and jumping, homing attack boosting. I'm pretty sure there's more to this game. We just have to be patient and wait until E3. But yeah, that's all I have to say. Yeah, so if you guys want to sound off your opinions and comments, what do you think about this whole thing, or this whole Sonic Forces controversy? And don't even get me started about the third character in Bubsy. Can you guys believe that there are actually people and journalists who really believe that Bubsy's going to be in Sonic Forces? I have nothing to say to those people, so whatever, just keep it moving. Anyway guys, if you like this video, you know what to do. I don't have to repeat myself, so stay tuned for the next time I bitch about Sonic. I'm just playing. But yeah, stay tuned for more videos. I promise I'll get back into the swing of things. Just been very hectic. I'll be doing an update video next month to explain everything that's been going on lately. And I'm still coming out with a Sonic theory, so stay tuned for that. Alright guys, until next time, swag out.